day 2. I was gonna say opening morning of day 2. That wouldn't have made any sense. Huh? But we're going here to find one of these 2 big bucks we've been watching and looking at and chasing. And we got a different strategy today. We're definitely going to be on the east side, so when the sun comes up, the sun will be at our backs in their eyes. But one thing we need, without this, it's going to be maybe a waste of time, is if we don't have hunting pressure on those private fields to push those antelope out into the BLM again in the morning, it might be all for nothing. But I think there's going to be pressure there. Getting up at 3:45 every morning and getting to bed at 10 o'clock every night. Old guys like me, I need my beauty rest, man. But today could be that big day. We got today, let's see, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday. We got 4 days ahead of us. We better find one of these 2 bucks, or else. My wife said don't come home without one, but she also said be home by Friday. So she's the boss, unless she lets me be the boss. But I guess that still makes her the boss. Love you, Kim.
I've never had morning mirage like this before. He's walking right toward us. This is a different one I've not seen. He looks way back behind. I thought it was that first buck that we saw when we were scouting that hooked back. Yeah. But he hooks back differently. Oh, okay. Doesn't have much for prongs, but boy, he's got a lot of length. He hooks way back, but prongs are short. He's an older buck, for sure. Now they're all turning and coming more this way. They got up here, now they've turned and they're coming south. The lead buck has really good mass. Good prong. It's taller than you expect. I'm shooting that lead buck if he gets out here. He's an 80-inch buck. At least. So he's got great top mass. In fact, I bet you his top mass is 7 1/4. The bottom masses are pushing 7. Come on. We need a break is what we need. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break from the kick ball. He's one of those bucks, the more you look at him, the better he gets. Well, right at daylight, or shortly after daylight, this really nice buck with a whole group of other antelope came out of that one field. And he bedded out here at 700 yards for a little while, and then something just spooked him and two does, and they cut away from the rest of the group, and they're going south. So I've been watching him now for about an hour and a half. If he would go out here in bed, I'd crawl across cactus on my hands and knees that mile for a shot at him. Stay tuned, because if we shoot this one, you'll hear a little bit of yelling and hooting and hollering and jumping up and down and holding my head like my pants are on fire. So I know people are going to think I'm nuts, but there's 3 bucks out here at 300 yards. There's 7 bucks over here, but they don't even compare to that buck that's down here. So we're going to jump in the truck. He just crossed the fence 1.5 miles down here. I'm going to see if I can relocate him. There's a little bit of terrain down there. If he goes further south, maybe I'll be able to make a stock on him. I know this is a gamble, but the world is seldom changed by people who don't take risks. So, here we go. Yards out there. Standing there in the middle of nowhere. Saying, good luck sneaking up on me, boys. We're going to try to get ahead of him. He's just strolling along. Doing what I guess an antelope buck does when he's looking for his does. All 2 of them. But the property boundary runs for another mile. And if we can get in front of him and he keeps heading south, maybe that'll be our chance. Looking at us. He knows we're here, so it's just whether or not we can cut enough distance. Hitting 345. Let's go up here. See if we can get to this next part. two things. One, I couldn't get a great reading, but I trusted the 317. Which way did he go, right?
Kind of straight out. He went right and then he turned left left.
I can't sit down. Shaking so bad. I was high, huh?
I thought I saw dirt. Yeah.
Alright. I should have just waited. Let's go. About the same distance. You guys on him? Standing there. And he's running again. I don't know what's going on. That one felt really good. Something is not up to snuff. I don't know, guys, what's going on. That shot felt like it should have been perfect.
No blood, no blood, no blood.
Right on his track. He went right, didn't he? There he goes again. After all that. You just can't get a range out here to beans that's so flat. I'll be interested to see where those bullets went. I think I just had the wrong ranges. I'm just so fed up with myself. That is. I have a bipod, but you can see that right here is bipod level. It's just like that everywhere. So it doesn't do any good to tote the weight of a bipod around. That's why I'm carrying the spotter plus the tripod, trying to make that do, but you're running, trotting, trying to keep up, and it takes like 5 breathing cycles to finally get somewhat steady. And you saw the results. And then it's so flat, you're trying to get a range and it's bouncing 320, 440, and just, it's hitting so many different things. So I thought I'll take the farthest reading, because a lot of times you hit something in front and it'll give you 90, and then it goes to 300. I was hoping that he would have stayed where he was bedded, but now they're hightailing it back to the pivots. Sorry, folks. That's just not the style that I like.
We followed his tracks after that second shot. And you can see he's just, he's not hit, there's no blood, no nothing. I have no idea where that thing hit. The second shot especially felt good. Unless he wasn't 317. So disappointed in myself. Should have just waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. I made it far enough west that they're on private. Dang it. I don't care that people see me miss. I should have the maturity and composure to hold off and not shoot when I'm breathing that hard. And I thought at the bottom of my breath that they were good, but obviously they weren't. And it's gonna be so hard to tell where it hit because cameras are off to the right of me, one over my shoulder. I hold myself to a higher standard than to be that immature and take shots that are supposed to drop when you shoot. And none of this. Shoot and then wonder what the hell happened. But it's not what happened, so nothing I can do about it now. Go back to the truck. Figure out what to do. Well, it's the end of day 2 of hunting, and I really thought today was going to be the day. I missed, I don't want to say a golden opportunity, but a golden buck. It was a hard situation, but you know what? Either don't take the shot or you make it. Just that simple. So, and I did neither. So I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow, to be honest with you. We've chased 2 great bucks by kind of having the same general strategy. So I think we're gonna come up with a slight variation tomorrow based on what we learned on the scouting day, yesterday, and today. So day 3, if we can get in some situation or some location where we can actually get shots across that big playa, that great big, I mean, it's I don't know how many miles it is of nothing but a dried out lake bed. And there's a reason the antelope go out there. They're really hard to kill when they get out there. But that's also why they get some age class, and there's some decent bucks there. So appreciate everybody following along, but sorry to disappoint today. I need to do better than that. I expect better of myself. But, as always, tomorrow. Next day, Newburgh. Call me.